Fall Guys has been out for a while now, and it has accumulated quite a catalog of interesting maps, to say the least. Some are great, and some are, well, let's just not talk about those ones, okay? Let's just leave them aside. Today we are going to rate all of the race-style maps, with S being the highest and F being the lowest, and everything else kind of in between. First up, we have Tiptoe. This map is a big random number generator. You literally, in my opinion, just have to get lucky in order to finish this map quickly. Otherwise, you're stuck in a huge logjam of people who are pulling, pushing, and trying to get you to get onto the next tile. It's just annoying. It can be fun, and it does have its moments, but for the most part, it's just annoying. It goes into the B tier. Next up, we have Speed Circuit. Look, this map is just plain fun. It has a lot of verticality, it's quick, it's fast, fun, but it also has a big learning curve, in my opinion, and takes a lot of skill to navigate quickly and properly. And with that learning curve, it has a lot of really cool skips, a lot of really cool moments that kind of set this map apart, in my opinion. It's our first S tier. Next up, we have Short Circuit. This map is very similar to Speed Circuit, but is overall worse, in my opinion. It doesn't quite have the same verticality or speed or the cool skips, really, and a lot of this map's components are kind of annoying, especially those laser things can take you out in a moment's notice. It just, for me, doesn't live up to the same level that Speed Circuit has. This one goes straight into the B tier. Now we have Slime Climb. I hate this map with a fiery passion, man. I have never actually beaten this map in Fall Guys, ever. If this map never existed, my life would honestly probably be better off as a result of that. This is a personal vendetta I have, but Slime Climb goes into the F tier. Now we have Pipe Dream, and this map, in my opinion, is one of the more unique race maps in all of Fall Guys. It gives you a bit of everything with all the obstacles as you come out of the pipes, and that's a really, really good thing in my opinion. It can be kind of slow at times, but it does have a relatively high skill ceiling, which I really like in a map, and it's just plain fun. For me, Pipe Dream goes into the A tier. Now we have Hit Parade, and this bad boy is one of the first maps I ever played in Fall Guys. All the elements of this map are still fun, still exciting, still interesting, but there's two things, in my opinion, that are holding this map from being truly excellent. First is the door in the middle that closes. I find that it just slows everything down, log jams everything up, and just makes it less exciting. And the second is the ending slime. In my opinion, it just isn't fun with the little bumpers going back and forth. I really enjoy this map, but those two things are kind of holding it back, and it goes into a B tier. Next up, we have Slime Scraper. This is another one of the instant death maps, where if the slime touches you, you're out. I hate Slime Climb with all my heart, but this map is a little bit better in my opinion. It adds a lot of really cool elements and skips if you know how to do them, and overall has a much better flow to the map. The laser traps are honestly the most annoying traps in the entire game, and are still very prevalent in this map, but the rest of the map and its funness makes up for that. With its instant death mechanic, it goes into a C tier. Now we have Lily Leaf, another very unique and one of the most skillful maps on this list, in my opinion. You can speedrun this map super fast if you know how to do it, or you can get log jammed and stuck in one area and get absolutely frustrated by those stupid bouncers. A solid but frustrating map, this map truly separates the good players from the bad ones and goes into the A tier. Next up, we have Track Attack. This one is very similar to Speed Circuit, but adds in a second lap rather than a race to the finish. While this is still a fun map in my opinion, the second lap doesn't really have enough variety or difficulty spikes in order to really make it fun or interesting. Still, very fun and fast-paced, and in my opinion, the speed gates in some form or another should be added into a lot of these maps to make them way more fast and exciting. Goes into a high A tier for me. Now we got Skyline Stumble. The whole map is really interesting, as the intensity and difficulty of the map ramp up quite a lot as you go along. This map combines all of the best and most fun elements of Fall Guys with a really cool skill ceiling, and allows some really good players to pull off some really cool tricks and skips, which I love. This map, for me, goes into the S tier. Now we have Treetop Tumble. This is a really weirdly complicated and convoluted map in my opinion, and it just makes the map not very fun. It has so many moving parts and things going on, and some of my least favorite aspects in all of Fall Guys. This is one of the slower, more complicated, and more difficult maps in all of Fall Guys, and is really difficult if you don't know how to navigate its many twists and turns. For me, it goes into the C tier. Now we got DoorDash, and this map is straight up boring. Its randomness is honestly really annoying and can allow for people to get out to insurmountable leads if they're lucky. In my opinion, the only draw that this map had is its randomness. There's no cool tricks or traps or anything of the sort to really set this map apart from anything other than just a random race. Our first D tier map. Now we have Freezy Peak. This map is fun. I like it, but it has one really big issue, in my opinion, that's holding it back from being a really, really great map. And that is the boxing gloves mixed with the flippers and the snowballs in the middle of the map. It really slows everything down, and in my opinion, just isn't fun at all. All of these things just hamper you in a really, really annoying way and can really cause a lot of frustration, in my opinion. Everything else in this map is pretty fun, except for that one really frustrating area. For me, this map goes into a C tier. Now we have Tundra Run. I really love this map. It's fun, it's fast, and has just the right amount of difficulty mixed in order to make it a really, really interesting map. The only issue I have, and this is really more of a personal issue, is the stupid fans. I hate those things. They're very, very annoying and very detrimental to your overall progress, but I understand it's just a mechanic. And at the end of the day, that's my own personal problem. Other than that, I really enjoy playing this map a lot. Goes into the A tier. Now we have Big Fans, and in my opinion, this is one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult, race map in all of Fall Guys. Every single section is difficult. Each jump from platform to platform really matters in order for you to finish. The platforms have really big gaps and are extremely difficult, in my opinion, to navigate properly. It's fun at times, but that end area can become a real joke real fast. Goes into the C tier for me. Now we have Whirligig, another one of the really, really OG maps that first came out when Fall Guys first launched. I remember playing this map the first time I ever played Fall Guys, and I had a lot of fun with it. And that sentiment sticks around to this day. I still have fun with this map. It has a really awesome mix of difficulty with some pretty difficult but rewarding skips when you get to know them. A classic, in my opinion, that still stands up with the best maps, goes into the A tier. Now we have Full Tilt, and this is the most fun of all the balance type maps, in my opinion. A very fun and challenging map with a lot of little skips that can make this very quick and very easy to navigate. The platforms, in my opinion, keep getting cooler and cooler with more interesting stuff as you move, which really ramps up the difficulty and makes this map more exciting as you go. And I really like a map that slowly but surely ramps up the difficulty as you go along it. It makes it much more interesting and much more playable, in my opinion. I love this map. It goes into the S tier. Now we have Seesaw. And this map couldn't be less fun if it tried. It's insanely boring, while also being one of the most frustrating maps in the entire game, which is not a good mix. There's absolutely zero interesting things other than the platforms that tilt back and forth, and most of the time people have no idea what they're doing and just jump onto platforms that are completely fully tilted and just fall off, and it really ruins the experience of any fun this map could have had. It's just a boring map. Goes in to the D tier. Now we have Party Promenade. Probably my most favorite map in all of Fall Guys, of any of them. It requires a lot of skill while also being extremely fun and challenging for anybody that plays. The trapezes at the end of the map add a really cool element of verticality and some really cool skips that you can pull off that I absolutely love, and I wish that they put in more things like this into their map design. Everything, in my opinion, about this map is fun, and it goes to the top of S tier. Now we have Roll On, and this map, in my opinion, is the fun version of Seesaw. The rollers add a ton of variety compared to Seesaw and make the map more fun with the same amount of difficulty. The rollers can be a bit quick at times, and the gaps that are presented can be a really tough challenge, but even with all of those things, it is still very fun in my opinion. It is a bit too short of a map and is over very, very quickly. It goes into the B tier. Now we have Gate Crash, and this map is pretty much DoorDash Part 2. These maps with just one element plus RNG are some of my least favorite maps in all of Fall Guys. Fall Guys is fun because of the cool traps and the cool tricks that you can pull off to avoid some of these things, and this just takes all of that out of the map. Another very boring, very RNG driven map goes into the D tier. Now we have Night Fever. This map, to me, when I first played it, was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. But as time went on, it just got more and more boring. The little pink turnstiles on the turning thing are really, really annoying, and I really dislike how they're spaced out. It just doesn't add a lot of fun while making it very frustrating to play. And in my opinion, this map doesn't really have a lot of replayability or cool tricks that you can learn, unlike some of the other maps in this list. Goes into the C tier. Now we have Wall Guys. Another one of my least favorite maps in this entire game. This one is not only extremely RNG in order to play well, but you also have to rely on other people most of the time. When you have a racing game that you are trying to win and you have to rely on other people to move the platforms or yourself, that is just not a very well thought out map. For me, another D tier map. Now we have Ski-Fall. This is one of the, or if not the, most unique race maps in this game. Having it based off of points is really, really cool in my opinion. Takes a lot of skill and a lot of timing as well. But along with that, it does have some RNG aspects which I don't like. All these things, plus a lot of speed and quickness, puts this map firmly into the A tier. And now we have Fruit Chute. This map is just annoying. Fruit falling and the logs are extremely difficult to navigate and very RNG, which I absolutely hate. And honestly, don't take a lot of skill to avoid, just luck. And the belts are so annoying. If there's anything in this game that I absolutely cannot stand, it is those stupid reverse belts. In my opinion, they go against everything that makes Fall Guys fun. The speed, the quickness, the cool skips, they just drag down the game as a whole. Another D tier map. Now, finally, we have Dizzy Heights. Another extremely OG map, and some of the original maps are still my most favorite maps in this entire game. But this one kind of falls flat for me. It has some cool elements, sure, but most of them get boring really quickly. It's just too much of the same over and over again to really set it apart from some of these other maps that have more interesting elements. Fall Guys is at its best when it creates these really cool, interesting gadgets that are fun and exciting, but still difficult to navigate. And this map is just too much of the same stuff. Goes into the C tier. And that is my Fall Guys race map tier list. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, consider liking and subscribing. That would mean the world to me. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.